Two of these folks have been to the parks. They went yesterday to the cast member previews. Axel, you went to the Magic Kingdom. Pete, you went to Animal Kingdom. Go ahead, tell us about your day. What should we expect? Obviously, pass holder previews start tomorrow, and then on the 11th, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, and on the 15th, Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But what should we expect?
Sweat.
Oh. It's July at Disney World.
No. That's in the morning because there's no trams. So if you're parked all the way down, you have to walk to security because those little cute trams.
The parks have been back for 3 minutes and we're already complaining.
No, so let me piggyback on this. I have 95% compliments, but my one complaint, if I have to get WWNT about this, is the security was completely opposite in parks. Animal Kingdom, I was there on the 7th, and I was at Magic Kingdom today. And I just said this on Park Center really quick in the post show, but the security at Animal Kingdom was exactly what you want it to be. They had the new machines you walk through. They were saying if you had an umbrella, hold it out in front of you because I guess that looks like a weapon or it might be a weapon. You walk through. They had the scanners, 10, 12 feet away. I got dinged for a bag, no big deal. They pulled me aside, it took a minute and a half, no big deal. Amazing experience.
Your mic may not be on.
It's green lighted.
You might want to wear it like somewhere closer to your face, maybe.
Well, that never happened before.
They've probably turned you down. We learned how to use audio now.
No way, you guys didn't know. No way. Hold on. Let's put it up the top.
Oh boy, okay. I'm just gonna mute that.
All right, how about now? There's no way, if you can't hear me now, it's
done.
Hold on.
It's over.
It's over. How's that? Anyone in the chat? Check. 1, 2, check. These are my levels.
Don't worry, Laurent has come to check the audio.
Laurent, check the audio.
I've had enough today. Laurent, thank you, Laurent.
I am sitting between
She said it's
Eric
fine.
and Axel, so someone's picking me up. Let me just say this. All right, so I want to finish because I feel like I always talk too much. Is that Animal Kingdom was what security should be. It was an amazing experience, and even though I got dinged for having a bag, it took maybe less than a minute for them to inspect my bag, wand me, and move on. Today at the Magic Kingdom was the biggest debacle I have ever seen in the history of security.
Now you have my attention.
Yes. The old system seemed like 40 times faster than what I went through today. Is that they got you, first of all, I almost said you got off the trams. We walked off where the trams would drop you off. And then they were just plastic bags on racks. And I'm like, why would I need these? And there was one cast member yelling, put your electronics in these bags. So me and my group walked over, got the see-through bag, and we threw our phones and chargers in them. And then we got to just a regular metal detector. So they said, just carry your bag in front of you. I go, I'm going to set this off. It's like 4th of July in my backpack. I have 4 metal water bottles, 19 rechargeable batteries, wires. I have 6 sets of clothing from everyone on my party.
Suspicious, by the way.
Yeah.
A bunch of batteries and wires.
Yeah. Whatever. You want a live broadcast from the park, you do what you gotta do. I had an antenna. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so they had you just walk through, and of course I set it off. Not only do they make you take everything off before you go through, after that, they made you empty the bag and search piece by piece of everything in your... It took, all right, make a long story short, 12 minutes, and I was one man with one backpack. Imagine being a family or having several bags or a stroller. It was a debacle at the Magic Kingdom TTC. They also had a hard time getting people into queues for the ferry and monorail. It was a rough morning this morning at Magic Kingdom. After that, great day. Yesterday, I had an amazing day at Animal Kingdom. No complaints for the entire day yesterday, which is the actual first day, July 7th. Maybe you had a different experience, but that was my only big complaint. From then on, you're just going to get positive Pete, so you have the floor.
No, the trams, but for us, we just walked from the Polynesian, not knowing that they would stop all the cars at the entrance at 8 a.m. So we were there all by ourselves. Like, well, where is everybody? And they're like, oh yeah, but the parking is still closed. I'm like, okay. So they Like there's no communication. You don't know what you have to do. You walk in, and we have the security guard, with the little microphone that tells you what to do. So we walk in, and he goes like, "Oh, empty your pockets into these plastic bags, those see-through bags.
Yeah.
Keep all the rest in your backpack, and just go through." I mean, he's the guy with the mic and the hat, so why wouldn't I believe you? So
He
we
had a
walked
mic
through.
and a hat.
Both. So that's like up there.
Scotch.
Still, you come there, there's a lady yelling at you, take everything out of the back. Honestly, because my phone was in the plastic bag, I missed the opportunity of getting $100. Because
What?
the first lady I saw from security had her mask here, yelling and walking around saying, "We're not ready! Everybody go back!" With the sweat and the mask here.
I think the moral of the story is to avoid the Magic Kingdom, that the other parks are better.
Well-
Because sounds like two terrible experiences at the flagship park.
Well, that's the entrance. Like, especially
The flagship park is
Well,
only
Disneyland.
open to people in Japan right now. Sorry.
they
Yikes.
thought it true, because when you walk for the monorail, and we have the video online, you can check that out. You walk in, every party has this number. You stand on the number, and then per number, you
Yes.
walk up to the ramp and you go to the monorail. But there's no communication. So the first guy that takes off the rope says the monorail is open, everybody, woof. There's no more numbers. People forget. And if that's happening with cast members,
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine what's going to happen.
Terry didn't say the same thing to me. The guy goes, "No one told you about the bags and the metal?" And I go, "No, they just said take out your electronics and put them in the bag, not empty your backpack into a see-through bag."
I mean, to give you an idea, I think I've been on Rise of the Resistance like 40 something times. And before
that's
you
a
go
bragger.
into the stupid pre-show room,
Whoa,
they have
that's
those
a great pre-show room.
they have the colored lines on the front, like remember your colors. And then when that door opens and everyone's like, go to your colors, everyone's just like, oh, they just all get in the wrong. I think like 5 times I've sat in the right row. Because someone's always just sat in whatever row I was supposed
See, I get pissed off. No, but Eric, how mad did I get about that when we went together? And I was like, "You're not orange. You were on this. You go to silver." I kept track of everyone's color. I don't know.
ride vehicle.
I'm a rule follower, but yeah, of course.
I think for the Magic Kingdom, at least I don't know for Animal Kingdom, what struck me when we walked in, because Disney said, "Oh, we won't do meet and greets," so I thought we're gonna go in and characters are gonna be off limit. But I mean, the opposite was true. When in the morning you had Mickey, Minnie on the train station, then we had the princesses up there. Every 15 to 20 minutes there was a cavalcade running by. I mean, they did an amazing job for that. Entertainment, what you call entertainment at least, is there. The thing that I did see, and that's not only for the Main Street Philharmonic, is the Main Street Philharmonic, and somebody commented that's just a big horn of COVID coming your way. So I hope those people got tested, because if somebody turns...
What? A huge what?
I mean, if you...
say
They
huge
said
horn?
musicians and singers
Yes.
are super spreaders, is what
Yeah,
they've said.
with the-
so I
If the
do
trumpet turns
understand
to
that
not,
point.
They're not singing. Oh, well, you're talking about the
They play
band.
the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
They are playing
Yeah.
and they walk through. So that's the first thing. And what we've seen, because I've been now in the last month to Universal too many times.
Same.
All the entertainers at Universal, no matter where they are, stelts, no stelts,
Yeah.
Stay-
We'll just
Filmed
rub their
many
hand
things
across
I
your
wasn't
face.
supposed
they
to film.
all have a mask on. Besides, I think Marilyn Monroe. That's a bit for
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe?
No, Monroe. She's the kid.
Is that a Seuss Landing character?
No, Marilyn
that's
Monroe
not-
works in the
that's
kitchen.
not-
She
I
makes
do
a
not
mean
like-
brew.
the
Oh,
Hans
she's there.
girlfriends.
Just.
But that's the only one not wearing a mask. All the rest wears a mask. The
So
whole
everyone in
parade-
Disney wears a mask too.
Not the entertainers.
You're gonna compare a yard sale to Disney? Get the frig out of here.
not the entertainers.
At Universal, 50% of the guests wear masks.
Pixar Pier, Wizarding World to Harry Potter. You know?
Honestly, 50% of the guests at Universal wear masks. At Disney, I saw 99% of guests wearing masks the entire time.
So the comparison.
It's such a joke. It is such a joke.
Pete, I've been there every day.
No,
it's not accurate.
they don't. So they don't wear masks during that parade, and I mean, it's nice to see them.
They're
They
40
smile.
feet away from you.
Still, they don't wear masks, and that's for them. That's not for me. I wear a mask. They're not. So at that point, they're not protected. Disney does everything to protect their customers more than they protect their guests. And that's
Same
very
thing. A customer is a guest. You mean a cast member?
Cast members
Yeah.
and guests.
Yeah.
Cast members at a ride have a face shield, have a mask, have gloves. A guest is bound to himself to put on the sanitizer.
Yeah.
Before and after. Universal, you have no choice. The guy squirts on your hand, and there's no other way. You could not rub it on your pants.
Also,
So you
I've never
know-
seen anyone at Universal ever, and I've been there at least 5 times since they opened, clean a ride vehicle. Today, I saw them shut down, between the last 2 days, I saw them shut down Navi River and make an announcement. We are in the middle of a sanitation phase. We're going to be closed for 15, 20 minutes. They did it at Little Mermaid, and I took video of it. They closed for 15, 20 minutes to clean every single ride vehicle. They did it at Pirates, where they closed every single vehicle. We're doing a sanitation phase. And they make announcements over the loudspeaker. We're so sorry for the delay. At this point in time, we're about to do our cleaning. It should take anywhere between, and depending on the ride, 7 to 15 minutes. I have never, ever, ever at Universal seen them close a ride
Then you
vehicle.
don't- then
So
you
yeah,
weren't-
so they're going to
then
give
you
you
weren't at Universal enough.
some nonsense hand
Then you haven't
sanitizer,
been to
which
Universal,
gets all over my face.
or you were drunk at Universal.
I was
you
never
didn't
drunk at
see
Universal
it.
because there's not enough bars open. There's no
Because-
restaurants open.
because
There's
they
nothing
do-
open. It's
they
it's
do
a
clean,
sad
so-
excuse for a
boy.
park.
They do
but anyway,
clean. They do clean.
What
and
I'm
Disney
saying is,
says,
I don't
yes,
want your-
Disney says, "Oh, we're going to clean," but they clean every once in a while. I was
every
at,
30 minutes or less.
at
But yes,
one,
go on.
at one of the rest areas. So we come in, Pete's silly show. What is it called?
Pete's Silly Sideshow. and
That's-
That's over there.
get it right.
So-
I'm right here.
That's the only one that is air conditioned. An air conditioned space, they have 4 tables on each side. Those tables are nasty. So we come in, and it was still early in the morning, and we had, can I say his name? We had Banks running around filming for his website. He goes and walks
here,
up
it's
to a
called
Did you say
lady.
bangs?
He worked here, Banksley. He worked here. It was a callback. Yeah.
He said bangs. I'm like,
He
"But
worked.
no bangs."
He like goes to the cast member, and he's filming and asking like, "Where are there any wipes to clean the table, and how many times do they clean so?" And the cast member has to say like, every 1 to 2 hours, and that's the place where everybody takes off their masks, and there's no wipes for you to clean it yourself. There's nobody there to clean it. It's a whole other thing. If you go to a restaurant, we've been to Cosmic Race, the people weren't even up off their table and somebody was cleaning
I
that
don't know
table.
how this turned into a competition of who cleans better, because if we're going to recap
No.
the parks, there's no competition. That Disney did a way better job in the last 2 days than Universal, who's had a month open, is still dropping the ball. And again,
no, because
we're
I'm-
talking about the first 2 days of Disney
No,
when people are
Pete.
still being trained.
No,
and they've
let
had a
me,
month
let me
and they're
tell you a
still
brief
dropping the ball.
story. Universal's hotels have closed the hot tubs. You know, the
Oh,
three
wow.
times
Sorry.
the 3 times I've got in a hot tub at Walt Disney World at these hotels, I have had people come sit within 6 feet of me.
And
So
again,
who you tell me they're both making mistakes.
again,
no
you're
one is
running
perfect in
resorts.
this
I'm just talking
situation.
about parks.
But we're not going to kiss anyone's ass.
I
all
understand.
right?
I'm going both ways.
know,
I don't
that's-
work for Disney. I work for this website. I'm just saying, if I want a fair shake, the things I saw in the first 2 days of Disney compared to I was at Universal on opening day, I went back a week later, I went back 3 days later, and 3 days later after that. And granted, things did
I've
get better.
lived there the last month.
I understand. So you
I'm
have
not
a
going to
way-
allow you to tell
you
me
have
anything
a way
differently.
better understanding of Universal than I do, and I will not disagree with you on that.
I've seen
what
them
I am
wipe
saying
Hagrid's
is
down.
the fact that I saw dinosaur being sprayed down and stopped, vehicles being sprayed down and stopped. I have never once saw a ride vehicle at Universal being sprayed and stopped. Granted, they force you to use their hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Fine. They have a different kind of procedure. I am just saying, why did this conversation about the parks reopening
You're the
turn
one who's-
into who
You're
is
the one who
better or
literally
worse?
like made a derogatory comment about Universal, which sent
Because
us
I just
down
think
this
that
path.
Disney has taken so many strides in building permanent structures, in taking all these procedures and precautions on their first 2 days when they're not even open to the public yet. These are cast members. Then they have AP the next 2 days.
These are not people.
There's
What are
no
you saying?
people.
I
No, I'm
don't
saying like their
members.
general population.
These
like,
are just cast members.
No, what I'm saying is like this.
Not
is what-
even guests.
Everyone knows how much I love cast members, so I'm not even worried about that. Like everyone knows how much I love CMs. But I'm saying like these are the first 2 test days, and I think they're doing such an extraordinary job. Like if the worst thing, I've only had one complaint of the day, and I've watched and I've nitpicked. They did an amazing job, and I didn't go to the Pete Silly sideshow. So if that happened, that's unfortunate.
Someone, Amy Lockman, gave us $10 to calm down.
Yeah, no. And with that being said,
That might be my favorite super chat of all time.
It's accurate.
$10 to calm down.
the cleaning, I mean, yes, that's
But
a
you
point.
said you rode Mad Tea Party and they didn't wipe between people, and no one used the hand sanitizer.
Nobody used the hand sanitizer. They didn't clean between people. And yes, there was this lady with the spray, and we were thinking like, oh, I want to see that because like she's spraying everything, not wiping, spraying. She's spraying everything, but not every single ride.
Yeah.
Which is accurate. Yeah.
But if you do that every 20, if you're going to count a ride capacity and a ride capacity for 20 minutes, the amount of hands touching that base is enormous. So if you don't make the people sanitize their hands, that just elevates the risk. And I'm not saying they're doing a bad job because they can only do so much. But
I think
at
they
that
should
point,
make sure they're giving people hand sanitizer.
they should put the hand sanitizers when you walk into the ride and a cast member saying, take hand sanitizer, take hand
They
sanitizer.
should make sure you take it.
What
whether
I've
it's an
seen
automated
cast
thing or
members do,
not.
and I haven't seen that in Universal, not at all, and I appreciate it, and I thanked the girl as she walked by, a cast member just walking, she wasn't even, I'm not sure if she was going on break or whatever. She saw a girl with her mask on her chin, walked up, excuse me, can you put your mask up, please? This morning at the Polynesian, again, a cast member walks up, hey, welcome, be sure to wear the mask like on your nose and mouth. So they're doing an amazing job for that.
Yeah.
But from the perspective you have when you walk in, Disney did a great job in protecting the cast members who work there. Maybe not the best job into keeping everybody like still on the roll. Like, this is still a pandemic.
I'm just hoping they
Things
get
need
this
to change.
feedback and they make sure people take hand
And-
sanitizer. That's
and-
the thing I would like to happen.
And that's not a bad argument, is that to have them use it all the time. I'm totally okay with that.
They've watched Universal, so I don't understand why the decision was made to not
And
police hand sanitizer. That's the one that really.
And they're there.
However, I will say
find
there's way
strange.
more hand sanitizer
Oh, yeah.
available at Disney than
Oh, yeah.
Universal.
No, you're not wrong.
Way more.
They are everywhere. But on the other hand, of course there needs to be hand sanitizer because the people, like if you walk on a ride and they make you have it on your hands, no matter if in a water park or in a regular park, they make you sanitize your hands. So that's already one point. I saw a lady who used that hand sanitizer for the first time, and it was 4 p.m. And it was the first time that she said like, "Oh, this is gooey. I don't like that." I mean,
Yeah.
or she hasn't done any rides, or she hasn't sanitized, or has her own sanitizer. I mean, please let it be like that.
Maybe.
But that's like, I mean, I was surprised to see
Buzz
that.
Lightyear, especially, like that was the one I was
Oh,
surprised.
I avoided
was
that ride. Yeah.
I was like, what are they going to do? I was
like,
like, Axel, what are they doing at Buzz Lightyear? He's like, nothing.
our group were like, you want to go on Buzz? I'm like, I'm going to wait for the cavalcade. See you there.
Toy Story. I'm legitimately bringing gloves to play Toy Story Mania. I don't know.
No, like
I'm
even
bringing
me,
it
like
up.
everyone knows, like I'm all about, you know, as long as you're doing the right thing, and I'm a big hand washer, and when I go to the bathroom, I actually wash my hands for 20 seconds. I watch how many people pass by me that do the 5-second hand wash, and I'm just like in there, like, oh geez. I skipped Buzz, but yeah.
Like you say, the structural works that Disney did, I was like pretty amazed. And
No.
this morning we saw the pictures for Disneyland Paris, and just on the side, did you see how Ratatouille was built up, those plexis? That stuff is there to last.
Tom, did you see how Ratatouille had more screens than the last time you left?
With that, No, but
There's now more surfaces to project on.
But compared to those plexis here, it's done way better and like on a way that it's like that it could be there for forever.
No, I think, and that's a big comment I made going through the parks the last 2 days, is that these were not built for a few months. Is that these are going to be up for over a year at least. They had dug into the concrete. These are permanent structures.
Are
They did that for the NBA as
I
well,
thought
so
were just
that
tied to
doesn't
the
count.
rail.
No.
Yeah,
If you
some
look
of
at,
them
especially some of, and just going around both parks again, but the ones that really dug in for me was Navi River Journey. They broke up the concrete and they have concrete settings. If you go
You
into
probably
big,
can't
big,
tie to those. The railings aren't even.
Yeah, Big Thunder Mountain.
Railings aren't
Again,
even.
dug into the concrete. They are dug in deep.
They're mounted to the
No, the
to
Big Thunder's the
railing.
one I noticed that they're
No,
mounted.
no, some are mounted. So there's the U-hooks, which is what you guys are talking about. They go the U-hook around.
Yeah.
But there's some that are legit where you can't U-hook because there's not a rail that was permanent or not strong enough. So they dig into the concrete. You could see the new concrete. There's light gray and dark gray, and you could see it. I'll send the pictures. You'll see it on our website tonight or tomorrow.
But like everything for distance, and I've know that there was a Disney blog that posted a picture of people all jammed together. That was like nothing I've seen during the whole day.
Same.
Yeah. That's what everybody who went said.
Everybody
that picture
was really respectful.
Yeah.
I thought like my biggest fear was the Haunted Mansion. I said like, okay, that might be the one where, but they respected the distance.
Yeah.
Everybody, and honestly, if this is the capacity they're gonna keep for pass holders or regular days, it's gonna be a joy to be at Magic Kingdom because
I said the same thing.
I want to talk about this picture.
Wait, can I back you up before you say it? Because I took a picture today and I got a lot of flack of walking up to the castle. And everyone said, this is what we're talking about. This is why you should not be at the Magic Kingdom. But in the picture, you don't realize that you're walking uphill towards the castle.
Yeah.
I said everyone in this photo that I took at this time was at least 7 to 10 feet apart. It doesn't look like it because they're spaced with their heads and they're walking uphill. But I go, they're all were wearing face coverings. They were all outdoors in a public space 7 to 10 feet apart. I go, what in the world is being spread with everyone wearing a face covering 7 to 10 feet apart outside in this picture? People are getting mad about that photo. This photo,
there's no doubt. I mean,
but again, this is not what you can
but
control.
Here's the thing, though. It's a virus. The virus doesn't care what the situation is, right? It's a virus. So that's what people need to understand is even in one moment, if that happens at that moment, that a bunch of people pile up, even if it's for 30 seconds, someone could get the virus. Like, that's how it works. So, like, something similar happened. If you remember when one of the first days of Hagrid's, we caught them. They had changed the procedure, and people were backing up, and the girl's also screaming, fill in all the available space. If I didn't have that video of her screaming, fill in all the available space, I would have been publicly decimated because people would have said I was lying, that people weren't actually bunching up.
You said
blah,
it yourself.
Blah, blah. And thankfully I did say it myself. It's right. But then at Disney Springs, I posted a photo a while ago, and it is taken from like that angle. And I specifically said, these people are not spacing. They then stood like the step behind me on the escalator the whole way down. That's not distancing. But then people are like, these people are probably spaced, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, lady, what benefit is it to me to tell you that these people are not spaced?
Now, what happened there, and we were the first ones in, so it happened behind us.
Yeah.
There's an easy way. So what
I've yelled
done,
at people.
We've posted the pictures of the extended waiting line for Seven Dwarfs going all around the mountain, starting at Ariel's grotto.
Yeah.
Now, there were people already in that line, waiting for the ride to reopen. I mean, it's a good guess.
Yeah.
They did not rope off as they sometimes do. They rope off like the entrance, so you cannot walk straight on. You have to go like around the rope.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. So what happened is the ride opened. Again, one guy takes the rope, opens it, and people that were lining up for maybe 20 minutes, a half hour, just walked easily, and everybody around saw an open line and just went for it.
Yeah.
If that rope was there, if that cast member had said, stop, there's the waiting line, here's the rope, those people are coming in, you can follow from behind, that problem would have never been there.
But I will say that the same problem exists everywhere. This is the problem with social distancing. And it's not a problem. We should. But I did the same thing at Universal, just to counterpoint. Again, I'm not like this Disney. Granted, everyone knows I'm a huge Disney head over Universal. But I'm just saying, I walked into a line at Universal not knowing it, that there was a 6-foot gap. And then I didn't know for about 10 minutes. Someone said, you cut the line. I said, what? They go, well, there was 6 feet between us and the party behind you. We don't want to say anything. And I go, I'm so sorry. And I left the line, had to go back around. It just, when you see 6 feet and the line wraps around a building, when you go around a corner, you don't see that next person. You just jump in line. And that's a big thing that you're going to experience at a lot of these parks and lines.
Someone's going to overstep, but people are pretty good about backing up and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean,
and
again, I think that's the only argument I was making earlier, and I didn't mean to get jumped on this.
Those people definitely just all like... Yeah. You as a guest have to be somewhat responsible. Not everything falls on them. Like you got to be mindful of spacing. People were never mindful of spacing before. Like that's always been my biggest problem with theme parks is people do not understand personal space.
Totally agree.
And so we're going to run into those problems.
But all the rest was, pretty.
It was really good.
I think we're going to see a big difference. And the longest waiting line that we've seen that day was to get Splash Mountain merchandise. And
the ride hit 55, too.
And then the longest
Not today.
waiting line during the day, so the whole day where there was Pandora, the jewelry store, and that's because of the 50% for cast members. So, there was the whole day, there was a waiting line outside from about 5 to 6 people. It got 50%.
No, but you're going to see that old change. So, even today, there was a line first thing in the morning for Splash Mountain merchandise the minute the park opened. But besides that, we went on Splash twice in the first half hour in the park. It was 5 minutes. It was a walk-on both times. We went on Pandora Flight of Passage twice before 10 a.m. Yesterday on the 7th. We legit did Flight of Passage twice, Navi River Journey, and Satuli, and Pongu Pongu for Margaritas all before 11 a.m.
There's one thing that is also different. And I don't want to, and this segment, of course, is not meant to compare Universal to Disney
because there's no comparison.
No, but it's the only way we can compare now.
The hotel service is better though.
Oh, nothing to do with resorts, just parks.
Yeah.
Just parks.
But
I agree with that. But
with
I'm
Universal, Universal
I
opened
would agree with
first
you. Yeah.
during this unprecedented time, so they're the only ones that we can compare with. The big difference is everything that is stage shows and being seated in a theater. Disney has every other row is cut off. You cannot sit. We have the pictures. There's just long lines on it.
Yeah.
And then they have the spacings in between. Those take not count of the size of your party, which means that if you've done the Bourne Stuntacular, they walk you up and they say, okay, you can sit there. They have the party sit down. They have the space in between. They put another party there, which just means it takes a long time, but it makes for a bigger capacity. While now people say, okay, you can go sit wherever you want, and people go sit slam in the middle. So there's no way around them. So you need to.
Well, that's going to be changed for sure, because I think that was the thing that they saw this week. Again, this is a 2-day trial. You're right with Bourne, but Bourne also takes forever to load. Yeah. It's smarter because there's more capacity, but it takes forever to load and unload because they do every row, every party 2 seat or 3 seats, next party, then skip a row. And I saw in Bourne. I went to the makeup show during this whole tragedy. But
it takes
at Disney,
time, but
same thing. Even Big Thunder Mountain Railroad goes by parties and then
you
2
have that
rows.
time for Festival of the Lion King and stuff, though, right?
Oh no, but that's not even open.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the stuff you'll have time to do that. I don't think continuously loading things like PhilharMagic.
No, that's a mistake.
I understand the setup. There may not be enough seats for your party in that one segment, but I understand, especially if you're going to have more people wanting to just load that faster. I get that.
Well, the thing, now, they let you sit where you want, which is great if you want to have a good view. you sit in the middle, but then when there's more people, they're gonna have to walk all around the theater, because do you want to walk by somebody that close to you?
I don't think they expected anyone to go on PhilharMagic is the problem.
Why would you insult PhilharMagic? It's a
I'm not
beautiful show.
insulting it. I'm just
Laurent,
saying
I hear you laughing.
they would have someone there to make sure that doesn't happen if they thought it was a big attraction. That's all I'm saying. I'm teasing,
So
but yes,
mean to PhilharMagic.
there should be a cast member there to make sure that doesn't happen.
There's
I mean,
not action, adventure, or alcohol.
It
with
should not be-
PhilharMagic, so forget it.
wow.
So
You know my 3 A's.
The 3 A's. Yeah. It's one more than. Never mind.
the food, I mean, cosmic rays still is probably the worst
Trash.
thing you can eat on this planet, but Tom made me.
Or any planet.
Or any planet, according. But some of the best entertainment. Don't get us
Yes.
wrong. Yeah.
I mean, the spacing there is incredible. The food is out of this world.
Real quick.
Listen,
guys,
I did Tiffin's, I did Skipper, I did Satuli. The food was banging everywhere. The only little minor critique is Skipper. I ordered a steak medium rare, came out well done, but they immediately replaced the steak. They were awesome. But I'm saying all the signature dining was so happy to see you. Super spaced out. We had
About
no
the
one around
restaurants.
us.
So
Yeah.
you have done the restaurants, and I'm talking about like a sit down. We did the Liberty Tree. Disney puts face shields on all its cast members outside on rides. Well, the most of them
I believe they're
have the
optional.
face shields. And then you walk into a restaurant, the place where people take off their masks,
I believe they're optional. I think it's by
and
choice.
nobody wears the goggles or the face shields. And I get it, the experience. I mean, I would be like, you're sitting there, there's somebody with a face shield coming up to you.
Who wants to eat served by a
But
face
on
shield?
the other hand, it's like even Cosmic Rays behind the counter, they had safety goggles on.
That's
I think-
usual, though.
That was before COVID. No, but I think if you look around the Magic Kingdom and DAC, is that the face shields were optional. I'm pretty sure that they
No, many attractions it's mandatory. They told them it's mandatory. They
because I
provided
saw a
them.
lot of cast members without them a lot of the time,
depends
but
on
then
the
a
position.
random, like you'd have a rando cast member just walking around with it on, and I'm like,
There's
okay.
plenty of positions where they are allowed otherwise, but there are many positions where it's deemed mandatory.
I mean, it's a good point but also at the dinner table. I mean, you make a good point, but this is what I've been saying since I don't know 2 months ago when
I
things
think
started to
servers are
reopen.
more willing to put up with it because the money's better.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
I mean, it's
Like,
just
look
like,
at when we opened Springs. I'm sorry, Axel. Go ahead.
No, it's just a sign that Disney, again, like I don't know. In
But
some
I'd rather
way-
that personal experience. I'm okay with it being the server's option. Because if I was a server, I wouldn't want it. That's all I'm saying is that, like, if anyone's going to look up and breathe up towards me, I have a higher level. I don't know, like, it's just a personal
have
experience.
the higher ground.
Yeah, I have the high ground. You're breathing down through your
over. I have
nose and
the higher
mouth.
ground.
If you're going to look up and sneeze and cough,
Real
then
quick, can I mention Colin Matthews gave us $24.99. Today is my 26th birthday as well. Thanks for keeping my spirits high during quarantine, and for the past year I've been a fan. Here's a 13 more. Colin, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Colin.
Happy birthday.
Let me know I love you. Come on down, give me a hug, but wear a face mask, please. Jeez.
You can't hug people.
I can hug people.
If it's anybody else's birthday and they'd like to give us $24.99.
Yes.
It's
We'll
we're
make
supposed
that
to
a
give you stuff
tradition.
for your birthday.
So,
You guys don't understand how this works.
but like honestly, the experience, as I said, if they are gonna keep that amount of people, like easily, the Magic Kingdom, we've done almost every ride we could.
Well, that's what we said about the shortened hours, right? Everyone's like, these hours are short. And I said, but if it's limited, then,
yeah.
guys, you can even, you know, you think about for years, you think about, what I would do if the park was empty. I'd go on this 20 times and I'd do this. That's not real. Sometimes, like, it happens, you go, I went on Space Mountain 7 times. Then eventually you get tired of walking that queue 7 times. You're like,
No.
all right, I gotta do something else. You'll be done. You'll be done at 7.
You
We could have
you
done
do so
Pandora
much.
legit, like we could have done Flight of Passengers legit like 40 times we want to. It was a 5-minute wait for the entire first half of the day. Like I could have gone over and over and over again, and like you don't want to. And somebody to comment today as we were walking through Frontierland, they were like, I've never seen Frontierland like dead empty. And I'm like, well, you normally have to pay for an extra hour, after hours event or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's to Disney's
Now,
credit, again,
every day
we
is
have
after
definitely told you all the bad things, but it has been a dream the last 2 days. Don't get me wrong. I would gladly take the last 2 days over a crowded day any time.
Oh no, and it's not even the bad things. Like if you know how to, like you have those Clorox wipes that they sell like per 10. We had that in our backpack.
Same, yeah.
So we went up to the table at the mask-free zone. I mean, the table was dirty. We took one of those wipes, like wipe it down. If Disney is gonna give me
That's
the wipe,
the right thing to do. I think everyone should take their own responsibility.
definitely.
Like, it's great whatever
Agreed.
they're doing, but I don't trust anyone. I have been going to theme parks for 31 years. I have seen people do the most disgusting, unthinkable things. And the last time I'm going to trust those people is a pandemic. So bring your own stuff. Bring extra masks. Bring your own hand sanitizer. Bring wipes. Bring those things. Just be careful. If you're careful, you'll be fine. Like, just keep your mask on. Stay away from people and clean stuff, and you'll.
And
I would.
don't be afraid to lose out on anything, because there's plenty of time to do so. And that was the whole thing with that picture at Seven Dwarfs. Everybody like, oh, I won't be able to ride it. But in the last hour, I mean, it was a
dead,
walk-on.
yeah.
Peter Pan, Small World, Haunted Mansion, everything. Big Thunder Mountain, everything was a walk-on.
But the thing is too is that like if you're afraid of all this stuff, like there's so much space and things you don't have to do. And again, we were only going off of cast member previews, but there's just.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be. Who knows?
I'll be at DAC tomorrow, so I'll let everyone know. But it really was, to me, I felt very safe. That's honestly how I felt. I felt like they did everything they could have done in their power.
Pat Mick75, yeah, but it always happens. Keep up the great work, WDWNT. Oh, and it was my birthday last week. Well, happy birthday, Pat.
Happy
he also
birthday.
gave us
My man,
$24.99.
Pat Mick is
Everyone
one of the
giving
best.
us $25 for their birthday. I don't
tradition.
understand this. But
No, but he's one of the
Thank you,
best.
anyway.
Shout out to Pat Mick 75. I love that guy.
any other? We're quickly running out of time here, but any other stuff you guys want to talk about from your experience?
Can I ask him?
Yeah,
I just
go
wanna
on,
know, Is
sure.
it really? Is it? It seems very difficult to hear what a cast member is saying when they're wearing a face shield. Is that? Do you foresee that being a problem?
Yes and no. So we made a funny joke while we were in line for Navi. When they announced that they were going to do a cleaning, all of a sudden we saw a bunch of people like start leaving the line. We had no idea if the ride broke down. We had no idea what they said. And this cast member had a face mask and a face shield and put it above the face shield. So all we heard was like, the
problem with the radar, sir.
It's way down here in the Animal Kingdom. And we're like, what? So we asked someone else and they said, no, they're doing a cleaning. And that was a little rough, but I think that will be fixed over time. Is that if you're a cast member on the mic or the horn, radio, whatever you want to call it, is they might have to put it up against that face mask.
Some people are naturally low speakers, and it's not a good time
Yeah.
for them.
I think
We've had some servers where I'm like, what? What happened?
Yeah.
Like, I can't hear them.
And this whole thing, like we did now the preview, and it's like Pete says, I hope it's like a learning experience.
Yes, for sure.
That
That's the whole point of
next
this.
time they do have those sanitizers when you walk onto the ride, and they say like, okay, take some. And I mean, like honestly, I was at the park a whole day with a neck gaiter, which is easier if you have a beard. It was nice and tidy around my neck.
They're illegal now.
They're illegal
You know
now.
that?
But the only thing is, and that's something that's bothering me, you're not allowed to wear a thing like that, but you are allowed to sip your drink and eat your churro walking down Main Street.
I don't think people should walk around and eat and drink. I think people should be courteous
And that's
stand to the
something that I
side.
hope that they're gonna change as
Yes.
well, that they say like, you know, food and beverage, we know it's hot, you need to drink, you're hungry, you need to eat, but do sit down,
Or at
take a
least
seat.
pull off to the
My
side,
big
right?
thing is, and this is my biggest fear, and I will say that everyone did it right, at least in my eyes, the last 2 days. But my biggest fear is the people who just don't have that social responsibility. Like even us, we got pretzels and waters. We found a spot like way far away off the beaten path to pull our mask down, eat the pretzel, drink
right
the
thing
waters,
to
and
do.
talk in our own little group, and then go back out to that group of the masses. we have to depend on each other, and I think this is a real point in time where we have do the right thing, and it's going to be tough to enforce. But I feel like, and again, going back to my original argument out of the gate from this whole discussion, is that I just feel like Disney has more of that family vibe, where like if you give someone a look, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they put a mask on. Where I don't think that exists in competing parks.
They do
is all
now,
I'm saying.
So now they did. It's 2 days, cast members and friends of cast members. And I mean, you're at the park where your friend is working, so of course you're gonna obey by the rules, and it's gonna be okay.
They're not all friends. It's 71,000 cast members. 77,000 cast members.
I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen.
No, we'll see what
tomorrow
happens, and it's probably
on
gonna
Saturday.
be real bad. I'm not.
Maybe
Don't get
we'll
me
see
wrong.
what happens. I'm open for the best. I
Same.
don't want to go back
I
inside.
love this,
I don't
Tom.
want to stop working again. I hope everyone figures it out.
I mean, there's only one thing. Come prepared, like you say. Bring your own stuff.
Yeah.
And know that you're going to have the whole day, so there's
responsible
no
for
need
yourself.
to worry or to cut
And
in
also,
line.
yeah, with the low numbers, is you can take your time.
Be
And I think that's a big
patient.
thing
You
with
gotta be
people. Is
patient.
take your patience is going to be a huge thing, which I have been learning, and it's beautiful.
I need to learn patience to deal with all of you. Anything else you guys want to mention real quick?
Take care of each other. I mean, honestly, I think this is a time in our history where instead of anger is, I mean, we just talked about patience, but I've seen people in parks get very angry very quickly. Is that if you put yourself in that other person's shoes, maybe they don't realize they don't have a mask on, give them a look. If they're still not a jerk, then talk to a cast member. But we got to take care of each other. I think that's the biggest thing.
Enjoy. If you do get into a park, if you get that park reservation, if you can fight for that, enjoy the day. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. The lines are amazing. You'll walk on to almost everything. Yeah.